Hello everyone, got a 2017 Volkswagen T6 Transporter here. Had a problem with water in the tailgate. Did a little bit of Googling and the main culprit seems to be the high level brake light. So I thought I might be able to get it out. It's widely reported that you can't get them out, you have to break them out. So what I've done is broke it out. I'll just quickly show you the new one versus the old one here. So here's the old one. As I said, you have to break it out. There's no way you can get it out. I tried, and I thought I'd just quickly show you. I've ordered a new one. This is a new genuine one. There's a slight difference in the part number. This part number here ends 45087F. That's 45087D. So that's the old one. This is the new one. Obviously, what happens is the seal must sort of break down and not be good enough. But what's interesting here, if you can just see, is that quite clearly there's a different sort of seal material look. So this one's more like a sort of silicone-y, shiny sort of silicone rubber, and this one's more sort of like a softer rubber. I don't know, but anyway, hopefully the part numbers, the difference in the part number means that obviously they've done something to hopefully cure the issue, a very common issue of these tailgates leaking on these vans. So I'm going to pop this one in now and hopefully that will cure the problem. Right, hopefully you can see that. I've got the new brake light here. Let's plug it in and see how it goes. That's nice. The seal's all nice and clean. This is all nice and clean. I've just got to clean that off. That was some masking tape. Because unfortunately I peeled the new light, the old light I peeled off before I got the new one. So anyway, look, it's all nice and clean. So I presume we just go boom, that's it. You can kind of hear it. You might not be able to do that, but you can hear that click in place. So that's it. Hopefully that'll solve the problem. Oh, one other thing. I can't open this because I haven't got the key, but in the bottom of this tailgate there's 4 little rubber bungs, and what happens is that if the water does get in the top there, it means the water can't get out. So when you open the tailgate, you'll see there's like 1, 2, 3, 4 just inside the lip. If you just peel those out, any water that does get in the tailgate can drain out. So upon further investigation with this leaking tailgate, I've actually found, I've put the new brake light in and it's actually still leaking very slightly. So what I've had a little look, I opened the tailgate up and some water dripped down from this lock mechanism. I've just taken it all apart. I don't know if you can see in there, but look, it's clearly wet here. This is the back section. This here is the section that comes off, and I think you can clearly see if I show you in here. Can you see that? Clearly looks full of water. So something has gone wrong with the seal around there. I don't quite know how it's sealed, but obviously I'm going to get to the bottom of it. I suspect that's probably going to push out from this side here. So yeah, look. There's water coming out there now that's dripping. So that appears to be where I'm getting water in. So let's see if I can get to the bottom of that. Look, you can see that there, look. So yeah, it looks like I might have found it. Maybe changed the brake light unnecessarily, but as I said, it had a new seal on it, so I'm not that worried about that because it is a common problem. So let's see if we can sort this out. So it looks like to get this outer section, handle section out, there's a couple of tabs, and if I can hold the camera, can we see just here? I don't know if you can see that. Did I even point at that? Look, you can see that a couple of tabs I've just got to push in, and hopefully that section should come out. Yeah, so 100% got the outer door handle section out here, and you can clearly see, look, there's a seal here where my fingers look. A rubber seal, quite clearly that's failed and has allowed water in. Oh, don't drop it. Quite clearly has failed and allowed water to get in all around the handle and into this mechanism and obviously down into the tailgate. So yeah, I'm quite glad I found that. Look, so I just need to obviously get the whole thing sort of cleaned up and see if we can somehow reseal it. I don't really want to gorm it up with silicone because I don't think that's the best, but that's definitely where the water's getting in. Anyway, 2017 Volkswagen Transporter T6 water and tailgates coming in through the door handle in this case. Right, so I've cleaned it all up, paid special attention to this seal. I don't know if you can see that here. This seal across the top here, there was quite a lot of dirt wedged in it, so I've cleaned that all out. I've put a coating of silicone spray on it, hopefully that'll help. Cleaned up the other section that goes on the inside of the tailgate. and I've also cleaned up the aperture around in the tailgate as well. So hopefully just a case of cleaning and resealing that should hopefully cure my problem. Anyway, I'm going to put it all back together and see how we get on. So as you can see by how wet the back of the bumper is and the floor is, I've poured a lot of water down the back of this tailgate, sort of aiming it sort of down, making sure it goes into the top of the handle seal there. And so far, I know it's only early days, but so far, look, it's absolutely bone dry. I know the water has to work its way into this this cup here, or this sort of back plate. But I mean, you can see where it's been leaking there earlier. But I've left the tailgate up like this for a little while, so if any water sort of did get in, it would hopefully find its way through there. So fingers crossed so far. It looks like just cleaning that seal up, putting a bit of silicone spray on it has done the trick. But obviously we'll keep an eye on it. But yeah, may not have needed to, as I said already, may not have needed to replace the rear brake light, but as you saw earlier, the seals look like they've been upgraded for a newer version, so won't have done any harm, I guess. Hope this video helped someone in solving the sort of issue of watering the tailgate on a VW T6. Oh, and while I've got the tailgate up here, you can see, look, here's those little holes that had the bungs in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not quite sure why they put the bungs in, but obviously if you take them out, any water that does get in there won't cause loads of damage with whatever insulation or whatever panels you've got on the inside of the tailgate. So cleaning and putting some silicone seal on this handle didn't make any difference. It's still leaking. So what I've done is bought a new handle. I'm going to show you where I think the seal has broken down on the original handle and where I think the water's been getting in. So I just put it here. Hopefully you can see it in the sunlight. So here's the new handle that I've got. If I put them up there like that, and here's the old handle. You can see here, maybe see this seal here is lifted away. I'm trying to show you this, trying to do it one-handed. This seal here is basically, look, can you see that? Has lifted away. So I presume the water's been getting in the edge there, and obviously I'm not going to hit it too hard. I'm not going to pick it up too hard, but here you can see on the new one, it's obviously bonded down to the rest of the seal and the sort of the body of the handle. So pretty confident that's where my issue is, and it's actually, if I can show you this one here, it's actually both sides. Look, so that seal has gone both sides, and this is actually the top. This is the top of the handle. So I think water's been getting in there and then sort of getting in. There's a back plate that fixes on here behind the door skin, and it was getting in there and coming out there. So fortunately, again, I didn't know this till it turned up. There's a couple of screws here which I'm obviously going to have to undo, which undoes the outer painted portion of the handle, and I can just transfer it onto that one, and hopefully that will fix the issue. And that's all there is now. I mean, there's only the brake light to show you, the brake light which I've done. I'm pretty sure the glass isn't leaking, and I'm not sure the amount of water getting up under here, and certainly when I've looked on the inside, there's been no water. Like, this is sheep's wool insulation, none of this is wet, so fingers crossed that's going to do it. So just trying to remove this the sort of painted part, and I've taken those two screws out. It's not coming off fantastically easy. I haven't forced anything yet, but looking at the new handle, it looks here, if you can see here, it looks like there's a sort of, let me see, there's a kind of a lip there. So I'm presuming the handle kind of lips onto the bottom of that, and then on top here there looks like 4 little clips. So again, haven't got to worry too much about this handle. All I don't want to do is damage this, the decorative bit or the painted bit. So I'm going to just get a trim release tool and just ease it in the top. I'm going to go very, very carefully because, as I said, don't want to damage this. So yeah, let's see how we get on with that. So I've gently started prying this off, and I don't know if we can see down there. Look, can you see there's some, if you can see in there, there's some, looks like some double-sided sticky tape in there. So we'll be really, really careful here, because obviously don't want to damage anything. So just be aware, I've kind of teased this trim removal tool in the top, and I'm just going to, it's quite sharp, I'm going to tease it a little bit further down there and just see if I can break that, maybe just heat it up a little bit as well. So very, very careful here. Yeah, so I've got most of it apart, and I'll just show you before I pull it apart. There's obviously some adhesive down there, so yeah, just nice and slowly. This trim part that's painted is made out of plastic, so it'll take a little bit of flexing, but just go steady obviously, and that's coming off nicely. So yeah, there's just a little band of, this is obviously some sort of a double-sided trim adhesive. I've just warmed it up a little bit, and that's thumbing off there nicely. So I've got some thin double-sided tape which I shall just put on when I fit it back on. But yeah, gently does it on this, and then obviously that can fit to the new handle. Just thought I'd quickly show you. I put the bottom of the handle in first in that little groove I showed you, and then the top just clips in. Look, I'll just show you. Here we go, look, just those 4 clips, clip, clip, and that's it. So that's the sort of painted part of the handle back on the handle. So yeah, happy with that. You can only go in one position because there's a little dimple in the middle which locates it. So yeah, fingers crossed. I'll put those 2 screws back in, one there and one there, and then we should be able to put it back on the van. But yeah, obviously, as I said, and I'll repeat myself now, but you can clearly see the difference. Look, in the seals, you've got that seal on the new handle which is bonded down. However, I don't know, rubber bonded down to this hard plastic, but on this one, look, it's quite clearly given up the ghost. And this is the top of the handle, as I said, so I can see water maybe getting down the side, you know, in the top of the handle. In the top of the handle here, down the side and into the handle. So you can see that. Can you see that screw down in there's a little bit rusty? So pretty confident this is going to be the root of the problem and the solution to it. Right, there you go, that's done. So I've replaced the handle on there. What I will say, that's working fine now. Everything's as it should be. What I will say, if you are getting water in your tailgate on a VW T6, I would suggest the first thing you do is check this door handle, and if you see splits in the side of the seals like I showed you earlier, then that's definitely where the water's getting in. I sort of stupidly, because this information sort of wasn't about, that's why I've made this video, I kind of went straight for the high level brake light, because when you Google it, as I'm sure if you're watching this video you probably have, the main culprit seems to be the high level brake light. But again, once you break that out, you can't put it back in. So I would suggest, if you have got water in your tailgate, check your handle first, because that's a free one. All you need to undo it, I mean, depending on what panels you've got and stuff on, all you need to undo it really, there's an M8 multi-spline there and a T30 Torx, and then, as I said, I think I showed you, there's I can't see them now, I've covered them over, but there's a couple of little tabs, so just a screwdriver. So not a big deal to get that out and have a look, and it could save you messing around with a brake light like I did. So I'm actually not too grumpy that I replaced that high level brake light, though I'm not necessarily, may not have needed to, but looking at the seals, there's an improved seal by the look of it on it. So maybe if the seal had gone in the door handle, it would only be a matter of time before the seal went in the brake light. So, you know, pretty happy that that's probably going to be okay for a little while now. I hope this video is of help. I'm slightly disappointed really that the van's only done 26,000 miles. I know it's nearly 6 years old. Slightly disappointed, but that seal's gone anyway. But hey ho, it was about £50 delivered. I'll put a link in the description box so you can see for both the handle and the light. Again, I hope this helped someone. Thanks for watching.